Welcome to the 15th edition of the Journal show, That Was the Week That Was, or What's Happened in the Highlands This Week. Let's get started. Nobody really knows for sure how or even if the start of school will occur in August or September, and what that start might even be like. Kelly Huff and Sherman Callahan told the Allegheny County School Board on Monday that they're working on plans right now.
But based on what we've put together a couple scenarios for reopening, pretty standard. Number one, we start all virtual. Number two, we start in our buildings. We are able to. We're in phase 3 and we're past all this. And then there's the scenarios where there's some modification to it, maybe a little virtual, a little in-building, days, groups of kids. You have to think about things, Mr. Sherman, Mr. Callahan's world, how do you virtually start a kindergarten class? What does that look like? And it is a great team. Man, I can't even, now we're probably up to 20 people, everything from teachers to students to teacher assistants, from elementary to alt ed to parents,
business leaders.
I mean, everybody really putting in their input. Mr. Truitt, because this involves buses. What does social distancing on a bus look like, and just all of that. So, but again, we're waiting on a little bit more guidance too. Dr. Lane has urged, again, not mandated, has urged, very strongly urged last week, that school systems look at a post-Labor Day start. I wouldn't be surprised if that did become a mandate. I don't know that for sure, but the way he urged it, it seemed like it was going that route. That does make the most sense. The team is looking at that. So
yeah, we have a draft calendar already, and we brought to you all for information at your next meeting in June. The Labor Day start will be September 9th. We're going to be meeting with Covington again this week to kind of show where they've already had a copy of it for about a week now. So we're going to try and hash out and make it as common as possible, but we need to go ahead and move on this, and hopefully we'll get something ironed out with them and go forward.
Last Tuesday night, Allegheny County Administrator John Lanford told the supervisors about a big grant that has been submitted to the Department of Housing and Community Development that might help area businesses a great deal.
For local governments, the county has submitted a letter of intent to the Department of Housing and Community Development to access community development block grant funds to potentially assist small businesses in their reopening, and we anticipate receiving some word very soon from the folks at DHCD as to whether or not we were successful, and that we'll serve as the fiscal agent, and the Chamber of Commerce will serve as the conduit of those dollars out to the business community. So the funds will come from the state, and we'll be able to provide the funding to the chamber that can then in turn provide grants up to $15,000, not guaranteed, but up to $15,000 from qualifying small businesses to assist them.
Area residents apparently are not filling out the U.S. Census forms in the volume needed. The census can have a big effect on the funding of area organizations, but some folks might not fully understand this.
People need to understand that by just completing the census form, they're going to reduce the local burden to support services in the community.
Apparently, a group of Clifton Forge citizens have gotten together and funded a DSLCC Scholarship in the name of Clifton Forge Town Manager Darlene Burcham for her more than 10 years of dedication to the Clifton Forge community. Recently, the Allegheny Journal filed a Freedom of Information request with the Allegheny County School Board and found out that School Board member Donny Kern has complained to the U.S. Department of Education's Civil Rights Division about alleged discrimination against him. Kern has filed other complaints with public officials, and the results have been that nothing he's claimed was found accurate. What is accurate, however, is that he has ignored the unanimous motion of the Allegheny County Board of Supervisors for him to resign, and that at least 2 Allegheny County Public School employees have filed complaints against him. The city of Covington has gotten a big check, like one for more than $483,000 to help it deal with COVID-19 expenses. City Manager Chris Wanitis reported that news on Tuesday.
I would like to report that today we did receive our CARES funding disbursement, $483,169. The deposit was made, and the treasurer of the city of Covington did validate that the funds were transferred to our account.
Area law enforcement agencies issued a joint statement on their commitment to professional policing in the wake of the death of George Floyd in Minnesota. That complete statement, along with a similar one from the city of Covington, is available right now on AlleghenyJournal.com. And finally, Dr. James Cook of Lexington has been named as the new head of Institutional Advancement and DSLCC Educational Foundation Director. He replaces Rachel Thompson, who now heads up the college's business program. Thanks for joining us today for our 15th show of this type. With more than 11,190 Facebook followers, your readership is very much appreciated. See you right here again next week.